Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, so a lot of you guys know that I obtained Asmode recently, and I just want to do a quick comparison before we proceed to the video, basically explaining how Asmode's skills work. Alright, so Awakening skill is one of the best, obviously, so he applies charm to whoever attacks. Whoever that doesn't have attack interference immunity, charm is considered attack interference. So this one is pretty cool. It's something like a debuff immunity skill, but it's different. It's called permanent narcissism. Narcissism? So basically applies charm to oneself and also immune to debuff skill types. So support the enemies in the front of the same line due to charm effect. So this means that he will basically support them and apply these two skills right here. Alright, so the first skill is reducing the defense by support times 15%. So that is a lot. And the second skill is basically ignores the enemy's incoming damage reduction skill types. So this is extremely awesome because if you have like a barrier, something like reduce incoming damage by 50%, 70%. So this will be able to go through it and deals additional damage. So I really love it. Obviously a +0 Asmode won't be as strong because it's just current HP times 20% additional damage. So this skill is very unique. It's very dependent on the defense. So if the opponent has high defense, the skill won't deal as much. So there are a couple of strengths and weaknesses of having this skill. But on a side note, if we compare to something like an Angelica's third skill is better because its enemies max HP times 20% additional damage. So Asmode has this based off enemy's current HP. So that means if the opponent has very low HP or less than half HP, it won't deal as much to them when it crits compared to Angelica's skill. So that's something to keep in mind. But he does pillage buffs when he hits the opponent, so that's very cool. Alright, so let's jump into some battles with Asmode. Varaze. Okay, so some of the battles might not be purely wins because of Asmode, but he does provide quite a lot. You can see based on my positioning. So Asmode hits Vincent and Christina, unable to kill them, sadly. So that is a very sad thing to happen. I guess you need to stack more crit damage. Ideally, you want to have as much crit damage as possible. So Asmode at +0, I was expecting something like this, not too broken or anything. If you want to get the one hit kill for sure, you need to give him some plus, at least +5 or +6. So look at this, barely Verona with 2 vital runes and an Ebony with 2 vital runes. So that's about the damage that Asmode was able to deal. So one thing to note though, Asmode does go through taunt. He's not like a warrior, so he's not affected by taunt by any means. Look at this, everyone is surviving barely with like bare minimum HP. I mean, I could easily bring in one more supporter and just stack out the crit damage and I would be able to one hit KO most of the time, but that wouldn't be worth it in terms of the formation. I'm lacking. I removed Ser just to bring in this guy. So yeah. Alright, so let's have a look at one more scenario. So Asmode, look at that. I was able to deal pretty decent amount. This Ser has 2 shield runes. So ideally if the opponent has 2 shield runes, it's going to be a little bit hard to be able to one hit KO them. So that's something that I've noticed. Okay, Ser with the taunt. Look at this. Alright, so once the opponent's HP is like extremely low, it's expected for you to not be able to... Oh man. Oh yeah, one bad thing about Asmode, since he pillages buffs from the opponent, and if the opponent has taunt, that means that he will basically take the taunt. So I need to work on the positioning for sure. My Asmode doesn't have like the best positioning or something, but hopefully I will, you know, swap him out maybe later. So Velfern is there to hopefully back things up. One hit KO, awesome, awesome. Alright, so left with one more Velfern. I should be able to do this. So my Velfern will hit the Venaka first, unfortunately, before hitting the Velfern. And Ceres will most likely die from the opponent Velfern. So yeah, Asmode's damage is kind of, I wouldn't say underwhelming or underrated, but it's basically what I sort of expected. You can't make him too strong, or else he would be too broken because he doesn't take a turn when he moves. So I get it that he has to be this way. Enemy's current HP, so that is like the main problem, probably the biggest weakness that Asmode has. Alright, so look at that. We were able to reduce the opponent's both Ceres and Veronia survive. So that is unfortunate. I am very confident that if I have a stronger supporter that I currently have. So right now I have Ceres, Veronia, Ceres, Venaka and Kiwik. I'm pretty sure if I replace Kiwik with, let's see, how much crit damage does Kiwik gives? 30%. So if another 5-star supporter, if I were to replace Kiwik with maybe a Mary or something, I think it will give me a much better result. Okay, this is not going well. So yeah, the opponent surviving with just a little bit HP. That's a little bit triggering. Fortunately, I have Lucius tanking that particular lane. Yeah, Asmode can never kill like a mercenary with less than 10% HP. It's just not going to happen. So I do think his biggest weaknesses would be that you need to have like some supporters surrounding him, but I wouldn't want to focus on too much supporters. So yeah, I'm kind of in a weird spot right now. I wasn't expecting to get this guy, but now that I've gotten him, maybe it's time to just invest some skill books. Diomeron, lol. Alright, so what just happened to my Christina? What did I die from? Okay. And Eleanor. Very cool. So yeah, Asmode still is weak against Lilian and Archon. So it's not like a solution if you do fight them a lot. Boom. Alright, so Hell at the back. That is rather annoying. Alright, let's hope that the taunt ends. So yeah, if you have Asmode, he's a pretty good counter against Hell. Yeah, since he doesn't count as attacking the opponents, so that is something good at least. Velfern cleaning up. Bzz. I've been experimenting currently with various positions with Asmode, so which is why I sort of drop my rank in the Arena League, but hopefully I'll get back up. Look at this, a Memonair and Venaka. Let's see if I can get rid of these teams right here. This team easily. So 2 supporters. Not enough. Not enough. Yeah, I think I know what's the problem. I do think I know what's the problem. I need to put in Kiwik first. That should be the way. I need to put in Kiwik first. And then have the... I think that will solve like 90% of my problems if I just do like a triple buff. So instead of... Yeah, we'll head over to the arena screen and we will see possibly, perhaps, just perhaps, a fix to the formation that I'm currently having right now. Zaboom. Alright, so this is the current problem that I'm having. Ceres buffs Venaka, Venaka buffs Asmode. So 2 supporters on Asmode. Apparently, it's just not enough. So, to fix this, perhaps we can use 3 supporters to buff Asmode. Ideally, that's overkill. Venaka is a 5-star, but Ceres is someone who I intend to replace. 36% crit damage. You don't really need attack or yeah, you don't need attack on Asmode, you just need the crit rate and crit damage to hopefully help Asmode to get the crit up. So currently my crit rate is 68.24% and I have my crit damage at 166%. Not the highest. If you want to go high, you should be aiming for 300% crit damage ideally, but yeah, you have to sacrifice something to do that. So ideally, for the fatal rune that I currently have on him, I do intend to, in the future, perhaps replace it with a fatal and rage rune. Half fatal and half rage. So currently this is what I'm doing: Ceres, Venaka, and then followed by Asmode. So perhaps I should switch things up. I have no idea how, but maybe I need to move Q-Week as the first one. So I need to do something like this: Q-Week, buffing Velfern, Velfern charge up, and then we have Ceres move next, followed by Venaka. Alright, so this way, Q-Week will buff Velfern, Velfern charges up, and then Ceres, Venaka, and then Asmode. So it's good in a way, but it could be bad for round 2. In the first round, Asmode should be able to, I'm pretty sure, with the increased crit damage from the Q-Week's buff right here, because the 30%. So that's going to help me a lot. But I'm not sure how is this going to fare in round 2, because Velfern hits once, and then supporters move next. So not sure how the chain is going to work. Ideally, you want Asmode to move first. So let's try him out. In 1 to 2 battles, we'll just do 1 battle for now. I mean, ideally you don't want to try just 1 battle, but I just want to see how this works out. Ideally you want to try to at least fight 6-7 battles. Alright, so we have a Lilian, so not a perfect scenario right here. So Asmode is not going to do anything, unfortunately. So that Lilian doesn't have 100% defense. 99.54, close enough. Yeah, it's not easy to get 100% defense, understandable. Foxy, I think this is a GG right here. Don't think I could win this. Oh, that ends up pretty well. Still, I'm hitting a Lilian with 100%, 99.5% defense. So not going to do much right there. And I have no idea how my Dwen was able to get rid of the... Okay, very interesting right there. Okay, Velta. I am actually surprised how am I able to win this battle right here. What? I literally wasted like 2 rounds almost trying to hit that Lilian and I still win. I have no idea, man. I guess I'll end the video here for now and I'll update you guys on my Asmode. I do have a couple of legend skill books that I have been stacking up, collecting. So yeah, it's about time. It's about time. I will use it on Asmode if I have to. Preferably they are for my Velfern, because I need to get my Velfern up to +3 at least. Velfern is still at +0 in case you guys are wondering. So, not sure. So now that I've gotten Asmode, most likely I'll get him up to +6. But I would want to make a progressive update every time I skill him up. Maybe one at +4 or maybe 5. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.